What is going on, X Factor Nation? Happy holidays. We've got a fire video coming your way today. We kind of decided to come up with the X Factor All NBA Alphabet Draft. Now, before we begin, I'll set some ground rules for you so we all know where we are. We will each draft 5 teams for 5 letters of the alphabet. So we'll go groups A through E, F through J, K through O, P through T, and U through Y. And with Y, because there's that 26th letter of the alphabet, you can pick from Y or Z at the end. Why not? You cannot draft 2 players at the same position back to back. You cannot draft the same player as someone else. And as long as it makes sense, if I want to draft LeBron and play him at my point guard, I can put him at my point guard as long as one other person agrees. I can't be drafting Anthony Davis and want to play him at my shooting guard. We can't be doing all that. Other than that, is there anything I'm missing, boys? I think we're good to go, right?
I think you covered it, man.
Okay. Without further ado, while we wanted to get this out, everybody's traveling on the holidays. We hope you all staying safe. Turn on some X Factor while you're heading to the family, while you're waiting on family. About to open some presents, you know the deal. Tell some friends, tell some family, click that like button, click that subscribe button, hit the bell. Let's get this thing rolling. Without further ado, Fred, you have the first pick in the All-NBA Alphabet Draft, starting with letter A. Fred, where are you going and what position?
So much pressure, man. I think it's an easy pick, though. I'm going with the 2 guard. Give me Allen Iverson. Give me the answer.
Allen Iverson at your shooting guard.
Yep. Played a lot of 2. Was listed as a 2 guard, but you could easily put him at the 1, but I'm going to slide him at the 2.
Yeah, it's wild that Allen Iverson played shooting guard. He's like 5'11". Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's how skilled that man was. Like, he was putting up numbers consistently being 5'11", like shorter than all 3 of us in this
long career too. Long career.
Yeah, I only had really like 1 successful year, like with a playoff run. Other than that, like playoff wise, he never really performed or never had the team success at least. But not a bad pick there, Fred. Allen Iverson, the first pick in the All NBA X Factor draft.
Thank you.
That puts me here at number 2. For A, I'm going to take Anthony Davis, and I'm going to take him at my power forward.
My heart is broken.
I know, I stole him right from you. Anthony Davis, balling right now for the Lakers, as we know. Troy, I mean, you can speak to it more than anybody. AD's on another level.
Yeah. When he's locked in and when, he can play his game, that he's on another level, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but his defensive prowess, his intangibles, his knack, his read. He's unbelievable. And he's a champ, baby.
Yes, sir. Troy, that leaves it up to you. Last pick in the A category. Where are you heading?
A lot of legends that I'm tossing and turning with right now. But I'm going to go with an 11-time All-Star, a Hall of Famer, big Artis Gilmore.
Oh, wow.
That is where I'm going.
Wow, I didn't even have him written down.
I want the man in the middle. I love Artis Gilmore. Big, long.
The mutton chops.
He's filthy on 2K, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely disgusting.
The unit.
1-time MVP, and his MVP season was his Rookie of the Year season. He's an ABA champ, 5-time All-ABA, all defensive type guy. He's just, on his career, 18 points, 12 boards. He defended the rim. I believe that he'll be able to help me against, the attacking, slashing style of Allen Iverson, as well as at the rim against Anthony Davis. So I'm feeling very good about Artis Gilmore.
Fred, I'm glad you said that you didn't have him written down, because I want to make it clear we are probably going to miss a lot of guys.
Hey, can we talk about some A's that? Hey, I had Andre Karolinko on my list. I was trying to get AK-47.
So I had 3 other guys written down: Andre Karolinko, Andre Iguodala, and Amari Stoudemire.
Wow.
Ooh, how do you think about stat?
I was thinking of Alex English, Adrian Dantley.
There's a million ways you can
had Antoine Jameson as a little weirdo.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this, and that's what makes this so difficult. Jameson. That's what makes all of this so difficult. Is you're going through every player in NBA history. You're gonna miss some guys, But nonetheless, I like the way this is starting off. So we'll slide over here into B. I have the first pick. Give me at the center position. Bill Russell. Whole lot of rings, whole lot of success. I'm not one of those guys that like I cherish him for the era he was in. I'm not gonna compare him to guys of today. I feel like it's just a totally different game. So when I see people saying like I think Bill Simmons says Bill Russell is like the second or third best player all time. I guess I can respect it, but for me, it's like that's two different eras. That's two different worlds. He was great in his era. I don't know how he'd match up today, but nonetheless, he was dominant when he was playing. Give me Bill Russell. Troy, throw it to you.
Real quick before I get to my pick, I don't think anybody is scoring the basketball on your team on the inside.
Yes, sir. I like it.
With Big Bill. But I'm also going to go with your strategy and go ahead and grab my power forward. I'm taking Bob Pettit here.
That's
Bob
a 2K
Pettit,
legend right there, son.
Hall of Famer, another Hall of Famer to add to my list.
You're taking him at your power forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That I believe that is his, primary position. He's a two-time MVP, 11-time All-NBAer. He's a champ. On his career, 26 points, 16 rebounds. Dude, another old school guy for me, man. I have a ton of legends on my team.
Troy with the throwback team. I like it. I like it a lot. The shorts are real short over in Troy's world.
Hey, you should see the ones I got on right now, baby.
Yeah, I love it. Fred, last pick in the B. You took Allen Iverson first. Where are you going now?
I'm shoring up my backcourt, man.
Jesus Christ.
Give me Bob. Sorry. Yeah, Bob Cousy. Man, I was about to say Bob Pettit. I was like, wait, Bob Cousy, Hall of Famer, 13-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, absolute stud. Listen, man, him and AI patrolling my backcourt. Listen,
it's a real small backcourt.
I was about to say, my boy.
The average height of Fred's backcourt's 5'7".
Listen, y'all ain't catching us. Plain and simple.
I like it. So me and Troy are securing the front court.
I have a question for Fred. What makes you lean Bob Cousy over a guy like Bill Walton?
I like Bob Cousy. I know he played in an era where a lot of people like to say he played mailman or whatever. Still balled out. That's a 12-time All-NBA.
I think it's important for All-NBA type things. Like you have to look at that era's dominance, and I think Bob Cousy, obviously. Whatever. You can say whatever about the competition. He dominated that time. And I think you have to factor that in. I think that's, it's part of the legacy. It's part of the heritage. And it's all a part of the respect,
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Some names I had left off. I don't know about you guys. Bill Walton, Ben Wallace, Bob Lanier, Bob McAdoo, Brandon Ingram, Baron Davis, and Bradley Beal.
Billy Cunningham.
Shouts out. Fred, you had anybody else?
No, all my B's got taken. So, and then you just named a couple else I had written down. So,
Troy, you got the first pick here in the C category. Where are you heading?
So, I did plan to take a certain somebody who will now, I guess, fall. I'm tossing and turning between a few names here. I'm actually going to keep my old school theme going and grab my 2-guard, Clyde the Glide Drexler. Clyde Drexler, another Hall of Famer. This year's going to be my team of Hall of Famers. 10-time All-Star, a champ, 5-time All-NBA. He's the type of guy that whenever I've talked to my dad about, some history in the NBA, he's the type of guy that, like, in the Jordan,
he gets over. It's easy to get overlooked.
Easy to get overlooked. Like, he was the guy that a lot of people just kind of swept under the rug. Another 6'7" shooting guard that could score at all three levels, really played, really, really good ball for that solid Blazer team. Only one championship. And again, during that Jordan era, it was hard to come by, getting, even outside of the West there. So, yeah, Clyde the Glide Drexler is my pick.
I like that a lot. Fred, you are up.
Hey, he's a current player. Well, he's not playing right now, but give me I think he's a 9th right now on the list in scoring all time. Give me Carmelo Anthony. Put him at the 3.
I'm so glad you took Carmelo. I think people forget how dominant Carmelo Anthony was when he was.
This is Nuggets. This is Nuggets. Carmelo, I'm taking. By the way,
Carmelo on the Nuggets in his first couple years on the Knicks was arguably the second best one-on-one scorer in the league. You could maybe even argue first. He was so dominant. It was insane, absolutely insane. A great pickup by you right there. I like that a lot. Carmelo Anthony. That tosses it to me. Last pick in the C's. I've got, man. I'm going to go Chris Paul.
Wow.
I'm going to go Chris Paul here in my backcourt. Chris Paul, in my opinion, is the fourth best point guard of all time. And, you know, still doing a very good job, you know, this season, you know, late in his career. I think it was just ball dominance and, you know, be able to control the floor, be able to get our big men involved, you know, Chris Paul doing Chris Paul things. It pains me to not take Charles Barkley.
I was about to say, if I didn't have a power forward,
I thought about trying to argue him going small forward, but because he was only 6'5".
Yeah.
So I was like, I could do it, but then we have absolutely no outside shooting, and that's going to be an issue. So Charles Barkley off the list. I hate that. I love Charles Barkley, but who other names did we have that didn't make the cut?
I had Chuck too.
Chauncey Billups was a name that I had written down, and Chris Bosh was another name. A guy kind of like Melo. People just kind of forget how talented he was in his heyday. So
what's interesting is like Chris Bosh was doing really good things in Toronto. Obviously, just wasn't winning. Goes to LA or Miami, and he's the third guy. Like he could have easily been the second guy on a really good team. Could be the first guy on like a team that could get you like to the semifinals in the conference. And then as soon as both those guys leave in Miami, like he went back to doing really good things. And then obviously I think was it heart issues or something like that?
He had a blood clot in his lung or something.
Yeah. But yeah, great look so far. Fred, you're back up with the first pick in D.
So I got the 1, 2, and 3 solidified. I'm gonna go with the 4. Give me Dirk. Give me Dirk Nowitzki, baby. Dallas Maverick legend, future Hall of Famer. We know what Dirk is. Man's an absolute stud, and I'm glad.
Are you taking him at your power forward or center?
I'm gonna put him at my. I'm putting him on 4.
Your 4.
Put him at the 4, yeah.
Okay. Great pickup there. That takes it to me. It hurts to see Dirk off the board there.
I had to do it to you, buddy. I'm sorry.
I have several names written down here just because I didn't know what direction I was going to go early on. I'm going to take Dwayne Wade for my shooting guard. Dwayne Wade, second best shooting guard there for multiple years, and then arguably the best there for a couple years. Couple-time champion, mid-range killer. Didn't really have the 3-ball, you know, as reliable, but especially when he was at his dominance, he really didn't need it, you know. So, and also I think a phenomenal two-way player. I think his defense gets overlooked at times, but nonetheless, give me Dwayne Wade to fill out my backcourt with Chris Paul. Troy, you are up with D.
Yeah, so you kind of just helped me there because I know now you have the first pick on E, so I think I know where you're going at that position.
Probably.
So I need to go ahead and lock up this position. I'm going with yet another legend, Dominique Wilkins, baby. You know, a high
picking some high flyers.
Yeah, the high flyer, the Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, even was a scoring champ, which I think is. Whenever I saw that, I was kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of surprised me.
I think people for our generation look at him as just like a dunker. Like he was a hooper, you know? Yeah. That dude could hoop.
Yeah, this is my girlfriend's family, man. This is their favorite player, like, of all time. If you bring up NBA, they're like, where's Dominique Wilkins? Like, can we watch his highlights? They love him. He's a great basketball player. I love to have him on my team. And my old school team, man, I did not expect to go this way, if I'm being honest.
It's like I said, I knew I just missed out on some names. Dominique was not on my list, just completely forgot about him, but I'm really glad you took him there. Some names, interesting ones. David Robinson, you know, very, very solid. Dikembe Mutombo, I had him written down. Marcus Cousins, he was like a last resort, you know.
A few others, Dennis Rodman,
Damian
Lillard, Dwight Howard, Dale Ellis, Dave Cowens. There's some good D ones out there, man.
Yeah. A great. That arguably the best group we've had so far was D right there with all the list of names that even guys we just missed out on. That takes us to E. I have the first pick, and to round out my starting 5, I need a small forward, and I am going to take Elgin Baylor. When I look back on those years when Elgin was playing, I really think of like guys just dribbling down the court with their right hand down the left side. Like there's no athleticism. I found some Elgin Baylor tape not too long ago. That dude was athletic. That dude was above the rim. Was real. Like there was nobody like him in the league when he was playing and throughout that time. So I'm gonna take Elgin Baylor there to fill out my starting 5. I like it.
Hey,
Troy, you're up, Eddie.
With my pick, I'm going with a man that has been referred to by many as Black Jesus. Some have called him Black Magic. Another Hall of Famer, Earl the Pearl Monroe. At
I like that.
point guard position, completing my team. Just another your average Hall of Famer, 4-time All-Star. Now, I'm a little worried about my, playmaking for others category of my team. But in terms of one-on-one, we might be disgusting.
I like that.
Black Jesus, Earl the Pearl Monroe, baby.
Fred, you are last. You need a center.
Yeah.
Not a lot of E1s to dig.
No, you all gave me an all
I've got
NBA.
2 on my list.
You gave me an absolute Hall of Famer, top 75 players. Give me Elvin Hayes. Put him right at the 5.
Elvin Hayes. I like that.
Wow. I can't believe he slipped. I thought he'd be the first E taken. But man, give me all of Elvin Hayes.
Another guy. It's just so many names. He did not
Stud, dude.
You want to know the 2 names left on my list? This is how funny this is. Elton Brand.
I literally have him written down too, bro. I love Elton Brand. Because if you were gonna take Elvin Hayes, I had to take Elton Brand.
The last name on my Emeka Okafor.
I'll take him in college.
You gotta dig deep sometimes.
I got Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones.
The next one you gotta dig too, bro.
There we go. That's our first team, our first squad. Very quickly. Anthony Davis, Bill Russell, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and Elgin Baylor for me. Allen Iverson, Bob Cousy, Carmelo, Dirk, Elvin Hayes for Fred. And for Troy, a throwback squad. Artis Gilmore, Bob Pettit, Clyde Drexler, Dominique Wilkins, and Earl the Pearl Monroe. I love this. This is glad.
Troy's team's going punching on somebody. Jesus.
So that takes us to F. And I believe, Troy, you have the first.
Of course, I get the first pick on arguably the worst letter
in
the alphabet for what we're doing here. God, give me Fat Lever.
Wow, yeah, man, I thought I was about to snag.
I was gonna snag him it too. So don't.
Fat Lever.
Man,
14 points, 6 rebounds, 6.5 assists on his career. 2-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA, or an all-time defensive team to his name. Just a solid pro. Nothing to really, get too excited about, but just a really, really good pro.
Yeah. What position are you putting him in at?
Point guard.
I like that. Fred, that takes it to you. There's only one more name on my list that's worth drafting. Let's see if you take him.
I'm gonna go Fred VanVleet.
Yep.
Yeah. Namesaked it. Got to draft the Fred. Tough for me because I know the next was I got to put him at the 1. Mm-hmm. He's really. I could slide him to the 2, but I think he does a good enough job at the 1. He's doing a lot of good things for Toronto.
Hey, you're small backcourt you throughout this alphabets, brother.
Hey man, I'm in. As a guy who's 5'11", 6 foot to the women, I gotta stick. I gotta stick. You know what I'm saying?
My man said 6 foot to the women.
That takes it to me. This one's tough. I'm gonna take a guy that I honestly I did not know until now when we were preparing for this. His name is Freddie Lewis. 3-time All-Star, 3-time ABA champ, and a 1974-75 All-Star MVP. Averaged 16 points, 3.7 rebounds, 4.0 assists on his career. Played 12 seasons. So a pretty solid career there for Freddie Lewis. I'll take him. He's 6 foot, so I'll start him at my point guard. We're all taking point guards here early for F. I like that a whole lot. Fred, this takes it right to you. Just a gimme right to you at G. Who is your pick for G? I think we all know where it's going.
First of all, Gary Payton. I just want to give a shout out. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But I got to go Giannis Antetokounmpo. Easy pick here. Going 2 current NBA guys to start out my second lineup here. But, man, an absolute freak. I think he's the best player of basketball right now.
Question is, where are you playing him? I feel like you could argue 3 positions.
It's tough, man. I'm kind of looking at my list, just kind of glancing.
You gotta strategize ahead of time. Oh, this is
Give
where
me-
I
give-
like the
Give me, put him at 4.
4. I like that. There we go. Giannis,
Yeah.
easy there. Brings it to me for G. So I've got Freddie Lewis in my backcourt at the point guard. There's 3 names I'm looking at here. I could play Gary Payton at my 2. You know, I don't think that's out of the
Thought
question.
about it.
Ultimately, I might shock some people here. I'm gonna go Grant Hill.
Whoa.
Grant Hill. Before he got injured, Grant Hill was a stud.
Yeah.
A stud. And I think it's safe to say for this draft, we're taking everybody at the peak of their powers. Like, Grant Hill was the next MJ before he got hurt. Like, people were calling him the next MJ. Like, MJ was slow. Like, this was towards the twilight of MJ's career before, he obviously came back to Washington. And I just think I'm trying to look ahead of what I have planned and who I've got written down. So I have to, plan things out. I'm going Grant Hill at my small forward.
I don't hate it.
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
I'm shocked, Caleb. Can I be honest?
I feel like I missed someone super obvious.
I think he did too.
I'm gonna roll with a 2 guard, George Gervin.
Yeah.
The Iceman, Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, 4-time scoring champ, 7-time All-NBA. Just a really, really good basketball player. 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, efficient, 50% on his career from the floor. The Iceman. Give me all of George Gervin.
Yep.
Yeah, I had him. I remember. I really think Grant Hill was due to be the next guy in basketball, and I wanted to. You know what I mean? So
To kind of harp on that point.
Gary Payton not getting picked just breaks my soul, by the way.
That's how I was with Charles Barkley, dude. It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, that brings it to me at H.
Hey, George Mikan too. Could have got a G on there.
Yeah, a couple names I did. Gilbert Arenas, I kind of threw in there because
H0?
Gilbert Arenas had a 3-4 year span where he was.
Hey, he could shoot that thing.
Solid.
Pause.
Gail Goodrich was another name I had written down as well. But we'll move on here. At H, I am up first. Easy pick here. I'm taking Akeem Olajuwon at my center.
You got to.
Akeem, the dream. Footwork, unreal, unmatched for any big man. I think Hakeem could play in today's NBA. I think in today's NBA, he's stepping out even farther and shooting threes. But I think he has the skill and he had the size and the ability to play. I think this in today's league. But Akeem there for me to start off. H, that takes it to Troy. Troy has a shooting guard and a point guard so far.
Can I slide George Gervin to the 3?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Because I'm looking ahead. It ain't looking good for the next letters here.
I'm getting nervous.
But since you took easily the best player in H, and then there is when I say there's a steep drop off, I mean, to me it is steep. I'm gonna go with my first current player, and I'm gonna go with Herb Jones at my 4.
I don't hate that. At the 4?
Ooh, wow.
He's weird. You're weird.
I'm gonna go Herb Jones.
I don't hate her.
Wow. That is weird. I love it. Wow.
Wow.
Is a guy that I believe could stretch the floor okay. He's a great defender, long. I think he can play off of my guys that I got right now. And with my next pick coming up, I think he's going to be able to kind of help my team on the defensive side of the ball with length, athleticism. But my God, Fred, you're a big Herb guy, aren't you?
Oh my God. I love defenders. Hey, sit on somebody and he can sit on
it's
it.
just the human jail cell. Like that's it.
Yep.
No other way around it. That's a crazy pickup, but I like it. I see where you're trying to plan to go ahead of time. I like it. So Fred, that takes it to you. You have Fred VanVleet and Giannis. Are you going to take another current player for H?
I'm not. I'm gonna give a guy that I kind of, when I was looking it up, I was I forgot.
Weird.
Give me Hedo Turkoglu, the turkey man himself. Gobble gobble, dude.
Yeah.
6'10", can shoot that thing. He was the 3-and-D before the 3-and-D was cool. Put him at the 3. I love it. Hedo Turkoglu.
You're
Consider
literally
Horace
building-
Grant and Hershey Hawkins as well.
For those that play 2K, my team, Fred literally has the perfect 3-4 combo right now with Hedo Turk and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
We sitting on it.
I was about to
I
say.
love it.
Here we are.
Only one name I had left for H, and that was Horace Grant. He was
I had
solid.
Hershey Hawkins as well. Hershey Hawkins.
Hershey Hawkins and Hal Greer. Hal Greer's up.
Yeah, Hal Greer too. I didn't think about him.
Yeah, some solid names left off for H. I gets very, very interesting. I feel like there is one obvious choice, and then you got to really scrap from there. For Troy, you're up. You have I. Who are you taking?
Yeah, so I mean, I have to take Isaiah Thomas here.
Yeah.
Which one?
Detroit Pistons. I guess I'll, who's starting at my 2? I guess Fat Lever's got to start at my 2. Isaiah Thomas at the 1. What isn't there to say about Isaiah Thomas? He's the only man that really got to Jordan. Whenever you look at that whenever you watch, The Last Dance, or you're on Twitter during one of the NBA, 75th anniversary stuff, and you see the little drama that still looms from this rivalry. There was just something special about it. And Isaiah Thomas, like I said, one of the few dudes that got to Jordan in this aspect. So I'm rolling with Isaiah Thomas.
Fred, we just took a big...
You guys have fun.
I disagree. I'm doing somebody who made the East Bay cool. He's a dunk champ. He goes an all-rookie team. He's an NBA champ. He averaged 17 a game. He's underrated. Give me all love, Isaiah Rider.
No, honestly, I didn't know enough about his game. I've heard so many mixed things about him. I'm
2K legend.
I don't hate it. I've heard mixed, I've heard good things about him. I think everything I've heard negative about him was dude was a dick to everyone.
Good. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll coach him.
You're starting him at your shooting guard, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that takes it to me.
This is
difficult. This is difficult. I'm gonna make an argument here for the position wise.
Okay.
It's not crazy to start Ivica Zubac at my power forward, right? Do we agree? Do we disagree?
That's fine.
I mean, you could probably move Hakeem to your 4.
Either way, okay. I'll
go.
move Hakeem to my 4.
I don't hate it.
I will move. I hate this so much. I'm gonna take Ivica Zubac.
Is that crazy though? There's no good Ians or Ivan.
No. I mean, I have the other Isaiah Thomas written down, but I already have a point guard. I don't need a small backcourt. Ime Udoka, he played in the league for a bit. Iman Shumpert.
Ian Clark.
Yeah, Ian Clark.
Isaiah Canton. Ooh.
Give me Ivica Zubac. He's my starting center.
Hey,
he put up 31.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he put up 31 and 29 a couple nights
that's
ago.
the version
I'm taking
you're getting.
it.
That's the version you're getting.
Yeah, 100%. Troy or Fred, you're up now, correct?
Yep. This is tough because I need a center, so I can't go the obvious ones here. Really good guards. Got Dr. J. Going another current player. Give me Joel Embiid.
Oh.
Joel Embiid.
Right next to Yan. Whoo! Man, my team's looking saucy. We're long.
You have 2 dominant players in today's NBA. Do you think what's when both those guys' career is done? Is Giannis a top 10 player and is Joel a top 25 all time?
Giannis, yes. Joel, no. I don't think Joel's body will let him.
That's interesting. For that takes it to me. I'm at J. I need a shooting guard. Here are 3 names I'm looking at right now: Joe Dumars, James Harden, and Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was filthy, and I mean he's a bigger guard, but I do need scoring, and I do need someone to facilitate. I'm going to take James Harden. James Harden at the peak of his powers. I like the idea.
I thought you missed another 2 guard that's sitting right there.
Jerry West. Julius Erving.
John Havlicek?
John Havlicek.
Yeah.
Cold.
So you went with
I need a I need a facilitator. Give me James Harden.
I like that.
Troy, that leaves it to you. You need a center.
I do. It hurts.
Joel Embiid was taken.
It hurts my Laker heart not being able to take James Worthy, and instead, I got to go with a guy that I've been named after before. I've been called Goldilocks in the past, and it just so happens that this former young man, now probably very, very old, he used to be called Goldilocks or Banger. I'm going with Jack Sikma.
Jack Sikma!
Big time Hall of
I
Famer.
hate that. No.
7-time All-Star, one-time NBA.
Get about
15 points,
Jesus
10 rebounds,
Christ.
could shoot the 3-ball before it was cool for bigs.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Said Jack Sigma. That makes me
Light 'em
sick,
up.
Ma.
Troy, I thought you were going to go either Joakim Noah or Jermaine O'Neal.
Joakim Noah.
Joakim Noah was, as much as I hated Joakim Noah, but he was nice. I mean, he finished third in MVP voting one year. But
Oh,
Jack
yeah, defensive.
Sigma.
That's
Jack-
sick, bro. I hate that.
So
That
let's
makes-
take a look at these rosters for the next set of teams.
My
We've got
team
Troy's,
sucks.
My team's gross, dude. My
Troy's
team.
starting five. Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Fat Lever, George Gervin, Herb Jones, and Jack Sikma.
Oh.
Fred Van Vliet for Fred at his point guard, Isaiah Ryder at the shooting guard, Hidu Turkoglu for the small forward, Giannis at the power forward, and Joel Embiid at the center. And my starting five, Freddie Lewis, James Harden, Grant Hill, Akeem Olajuwon, and Ivica Zubac. So that takes us to the next set of letters. And I have
Who-
I have
oh,
the first pick.
go ahead and just mark it down.
It's very, very difficult to not take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Go. Yeah.
Can we just K as the most talented group of names? Easy.
No. Nope. Disagree.
It's up there.
I would.
I don't see how you get any better.
LRM's one of mine.
No surprise here. Give me the bean.
Yep.
Give me the Mamba. Give me my.
I was
dog.
hoping I didn't have if I had the first pick for this letter, I would not have taken him because I had to have one of you all take him. That's
Give me
your
my
boy.
dog. My dog.
boy.
Kobe Bean Bryant at my shooting guard. Troy, you are up. I know you wanted Kobe.
I did, but
You have a lot of names here to draft. A
was
lot
about
of
to say.
solid names.
I'll just hand me a man that has been called the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yep.
arguably the most unguardable shot in NBA history when it comes
Easy.
to the post hook. 6-time NBA champ, Hall of Famer. I mean, 19-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA. I could go on and on about the captain. He's just unbelievable. I would absolutely love to have him at my 5.
Yep. Fred, there are 5 names left on my board.
Mhm.
And I think especially because you have to look ahead of time here. You probably have maybe a couple more that I don't, but any name you pick here, you can't argue. You can't bat an eye at. So Fred, I'm interested to see where you go. Who are you taking for the letter K?
It was hard for me not to go to Kevin Durant, but I am looking forward. Give me Karl Malone.
Carmelo.
Put him at the 4.
Wow. Kevin Durant does not get taken.
I can't
Karl
believe you.
Malone's an absolute
You
legend.
put Carmelo at your 4?
Because I'm drafting at 3 next letter, so.
Yep. Yeah, you are. Wow. Here's some names I have. Kevin Durant, obviously.
Mhm.
Kevin Garnett. Kawhi Leonard.
Mhm.
All 3 right there are top 75 players of all time.
Kevin McHale,
Kevin McHale, Kyrie
Right.
Irving,
Clay Thompson.
Klay Thompson. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, K is the best letter. We'll see.
I agree completely.
Yeah. What a round there. Those 3 names alone are the best 3 we've
Hey,
drafted.
these
all
are about to
time.
be the best lineups, by the way. These group of letters.
I was about to say,
wild.
Troy.
I finally give it to me, Caleb. Just say it to me.
Troy has the letter L, and without a doubt, he is obviously taking Louis Dampier. LeBron James. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron
Troy,
James.
question is, what position are you starting him at?
I'm gonna throw him at the 3.
I like
I
that.
think-
I would have argued if you said 1, by the way.
Yeah,
I ain't like that.
I'm rolling out the 3 with LeBron. In my opinion, the greatest basketball player we've ever seen. I didn't have the honor and privilege of watching Michael, but as I have gotten to watch really closely LeBron over the last few years, I believe he is the greatest player I've ever seen, I've ever watched. I've watched some film on Michael. He was great. But I think LeBron there's just something different about Bron. His, the way he dominated the Eastern Conference for so long, his longevity, how great he still is today. I think that you can't discount.
I'm a very hard LeBron. I'm you know how I am about LeBron.
Yeah.
I will say he is the greatest facilitator I've ever seen play the game of basketball.
I mean, he's top 2 in points. He just passed Magic for 6th all time in assists. I mean, this is a guy that is not even known for his scoring, and he's going to be the best scorer we've ever seen in the NBA history. Like, most points scored over a career, and he's not even known for that. To me, that's what equals the greatest basketball player we've ever seen.
Don't hate it. Don't hate the pick. I don't hate it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a good pick. Solid.
Fred, you were up with the letter L. I feel like I
Larry
could.
Bird.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, absolute legend, top 10 player of all time,
You had is it set in stone? Top 10 player of all time?
in my opinion. Yes.
And maybe this is just huh?
I said, you ask any like old head, like the
Yeah,
older guy?
That's what I was about to say. This is just my age, talking. But
Yeah.
The shooting wise, phenomenal. But athleticism, I've never seen it. Anything that stands out. But I'll give it to him. That dude could score. I mean, he put up. I forget how many with his left hand.
Look who he had. It's not like he had Michael Cooper guarding him, James Worthy guarding him.
Really talented era.
I think a lock, easy, cannot be argued. Top 15. You could talk me out of top 10, but without a doubt, top 15. No question.
Okay.
Are you starting him at your small forward?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That takes it to me. Give me my son, my boy. Give me Luka Doncic.
Where are you playing him?
Fell right to me. He has the size. Can I play him at my small forward?
Ooh.
Nope.
If not, I'll slide Kobe to my small forward, and I will take Luka at the 2.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'll take Luka. I'll take Kobe at the small forward. I will take Luka Doncic at my starting 2 guard.
Hey, I just got to throw out an L. Larry Johnson, Grandmama, one of my favorite legends of all time. I'm wearing his jersey in the X Factor picture of us.
I have
Lou
LaMarcus
Hudson.
Aldridge, Lou Hudson, LaMarcus Aldridge, Louis Dampier,
Lenny Wilkins.
Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah, I like that.
Fred, that's back to you. Just another gimme. The letter M. Where are you going? No doubt.
Michael Jordan.
Michael.
In my
Jeffrey.
opinion, the best basketball player to ever live. Never lost in the finals. 9-time All-Defense. What else can you say about Michael Jordan? He is an absolute killer. Like I said, best basketball player to ever live, in my opinion.
And it's
LeBron.
safe that you're putting him at your shooting guard.
Yeah, and LeBron's right there up with him, but I still give Michael the edge. Again, didn't grow up in his era, but from what you see, the stats don't lie, and what you've heard, I mean, Michael Jordan, number 1.
That brings it to me. I'm trying to plan ahead just a tad bit to see what happens. I'm a little nervous because I don't want to pass up on this player, but I feel like if I do, or if I take the player that I have right now, I'm going to be screwed the last 2 rounds. Oh, give me Magic. I'll take Magic Johnson at the point guard.
I don't hate it.
Oh, no, obviously not. I think it's, obviously a great choice, but as you'll see, these next couple of rounds, it's going to get interesting for me. So
Yeah, it gets a little rough.
Troy, you are up. You have Kareem and you have LeBron.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with this pick. I have. I'm gonna go.
Who do you have right now?
I have LeBron and Kareem.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get a little weird. I'm going to go with another Hall of Famer. Now, this Hall of Famer's known for shooting the ball. I want a floor spacer. We're all about kind of, you know, I want to build a team. Mitch Richmond, Money Mitch.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'm going to put him in my 2. Hall of Famer, 6-time All-Star, averaged 21 points on his career, shot the ball really, really well, almost a 40% downtown shooter. Love Money Mitch here. I think right at my 2 guard.
Hey, Moses Malone going undrafted. Manu Ginobili was another one I thought.
Moses Malone, Manu Ginobili, Mike Bibby, Mark Aguirre, Mike Conley, and Michael Cooper were on my list.
Yeah, I was battling Michael Cooper, Mitch Richmond, and Manu.
Yeah,
I mean, you had arguably 2 top 5 players of all time go in Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. I mean, what around there as well, you know? Yeah, I mean, this is obviously, without a doubt, easily the best group of letters you're going to get here. And you'll see as it continues, I have the letter N. I am up first. I'm going to cover up my center. I'm going to take Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
Nikola Jokic, I mean, the way this dude plays is just on another level. I've never seen anything like it. It just seems like the game comes so easy to him. He's another guy, he could play any generation and he'd be just fine. Like if he's coming up in like the 80s and 90s, he's probably just a little bit meatier and is like even more dominant. You know what I mean? I like the pick. I'm going to take him there at my center. Troy, I'm going to toss it to you. Yeah. You need point guard and you need a shooting or a power forward.
Power forward. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Nate Thurman, would you as a power forward?
Yeah, 100%. He was a shorter big anyway.
Yeah,
he was 6'11". Basketball Reference has him as a center and power forward.
Okay, so if that's available, I'm going Nate Thurman at the 4.
Take it.
I like that.
Nate Thurman is a guy that I have fallen in love with over my time with 2K. He is my go-to big man. I just love
his nickname is Chairman of the Board.
Yeah, like Chairman of the Boards. 15-15 Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Star. Give me Nate Thurman.
15 and 15 is insane.
That's
on his
ballin'.
career. 964 games. That was his average.
Insane. He played from 1963 to 1977. Unreal. Total rebound. Like there was a couple years he's averaging 22. The most he ever averaged was 22 rebounds in a season.
Yeah, and if you look towards the latter end of his career, he averaged 5 rebounds in a season and 7, and he still averaged 15 on his career.
Yeah. Wow. Just wow. Great pickup there. Great pickup. Nate Thurman, he was on my board. I like that pickup, though. Fred, you are last up on N. You need a point guard and a center.
This one kind of fell right to you, Fred, if you take who I think you're going to.
Oh, yeah. Point guard, NBA top 75, Hall of Famer, Nate Tiny Archibald. Give me all of it.
Yeah. Great pickup there.
Thank you, sir.
Have you guys seen a lot of his game? I'll be honest, I haven't seen a whole lot of it.
He was quick, shifty guard. Could shoot the ball. Okay.
Nasty in 2K.
Yeah, really nasty in 2K.
Yeah.
But in terms of like watching his film, can't say I'm a connoisseur.
I've heard, but I've always heard high praise for him. And obviously, when you're a top 75 player, you're going to have that. But I've never heard anybody say anything negative about him, which I like a whole lot. That takes us to the worst.
Did you draft an N, Caleb?
Yeah, I got Jokic.
Oh, okay.
So O is probably the worst group of the letter we'll have here. There's an obvious choice. And Troy, you set your team up perfectly. You need a point guard. Who are you taking and starting at your point guard?
So this is why I didn't take Tiny Nate Archibald. I wanted to set myself up for the big O, Oscar Robinson. He's he's a Cincinnati legend, if you will. He's not only a Cincinnati legend, but he is a Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, a fantastic point guard, 6'5" long, could score at all 3 levels. Just an even though I don't think he played with a 3-point line, but he could have probably scored at all 3 levels. He was a 2-level scorer, if you will.
Just pure dominance.
Yeah, literally. That's the best
Troy
way
just built as my team right quick from NBA 2K.
For real.
I really did.
Yeah.
Really
I
did.
Like Fred, you're up. You have O. You need a center. I'm afraid you're going to take the guy that I absolutely need here, and you're going to screw me over.
I'm sorry. I have to look. I got 4 guys who are top 75ers. I need a guy who's going to get in there and rough some stuff up. Give me Otis Thorpe.
Oh my, yeah, that just put me in a terrible.
I mean, he played in the NBA for 107 years. You know, he's a one-time All-Star, he's a champ, but man, he just roughed it up. You know, 14-8 on his career, just did the dirty work.
Over 1,200 games.
Yeah,
that's saying something. Like,
hey, I have a lot of guys who need the ball in their hand, and he doesn't. He just rounds out the team perfect.
You are watching somebody's heart just break right in front of you. That leaves me left. I need a power forward. Otis Thorpe's off the board. Oscar Robertson's off the board. There's not a lot of guys that I know of.
I'm so excited to see where the heck you go right here.
I hate that. I mean, literally from the list of names I have in front of me, there's not many that are standing out that I know well enough, know their game to know I could trust them and put them with this squad. Boys and girls.
We got.
Wait, what position do you need? What position do you need?
I need a power forward.
Oh, God. Can OJ Mayo slide to the 4?
Boys and girls, I'm going to have to take Otto Porter Jr.
Okay. What about Omer Caspi, bro?
Was Caspi better than Porter?
No shot.
Yes. I mean, I think there's maybe an argument to have.
No shot.
But I think Otto Porter, for his career, 10.5 points, 5 rebounds.
That's what you need him to do, this team.
He's going to shoot threes on his career. He shoots, let's see, 3-point percentage, 39%. That's pretty solid. He's going to stand in the corner and get 4 looks a game with freaking Luka, with Kobe, with Magic, and Jokic. And they're going to find him, and they're going to set him up perfectly. Give me Otto Porter Jr. Why not?
This is how I'd pull up to every game as the owner of the team I just built.
All right, Sandler. All right, Uncut Gems.
I love it. Yeah, the only player left on my board for O was OJ Mayo.
Same.
Anybody have anybody else?
I'll take high school OJ Mayo.
I had Otis Birdsong.
I'm so glad you mentioned him. I listened to a podcast that he had like a solid like 4-year career or a 4-year span within his career where he was like very, very solid.
Hey, I bet you couldn't guess his nickname.
You're right. I couldn't.
Bird.
Makes sense. That's a solid pool.
There's a lot of solid teams that we just built, boys.
Yeah, that's arguably easily the best. We'll start here. Fred's team: Karl Malone, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Nate Archibald, Otis Thorpe. Very solid. Troy's team: Oscar Robertson, Mitch Richmond, LeBron James, Nate Thurman, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. My team: Magic Johnson, Luka Doncic, Kobe Bryant, Otto Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic.
Dude, I'd like to see those 3 teams go to war.
I've got the worst player in that squad there, but it's all right. That takes us to P. Who's up first? Is it me? You?
Yeah, man.
Okay, go for it.
Back to the top.
Give me Penny Hardaway, and I'll put him at the 1.
Talk about Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway, if he didn't get injured, he dealt with a lot of injuries, but in his prime, dude, I think one of the best point guards in the league. Can pass it, can score it at will. 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", that range. Had that ball on a string. I mean, Orlando days, incredible. Stud. Yeah. Can't miss pick, I believe.
Great pickup there. That takes me to P. I will have the first. Let me plan this out in my head. I have the first pick in Q, last pick in R, second pick in S. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna take Pau Gasol. And for now, I'll start him at my 4. He might move. I grew up a diehard Lakers fan, and I will never choose Paul Pierce willingly. And he was probably the next best. There was another guy starting for center, but I'm trying to plan ahead here, so give me Pau Gasol. Troy, we'll hand it right over to you. You have
Yeah.
the letter P. First
Thank you
pick.
for not taking Patrick Ewing.
Yep.
Because I will grab him fresh off the board. I'm going to tentatively put him at my 5 just in case things get a little wonky and I need to slide to a 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patrick Ewing, Hall of Famer, 11-time All-Star, 21-10 on his career. Just a really, really underrated, I think, in terms of the all-time scale of a big man.
Me and you have gotten arguments over Patrick Ewing before. Do you remember that?
I think we got an argument over Patrick Ewing versus Dwight Howard, if I
Dirk.
recall.
I think it was Dirk.
Oh.
No. Yeah, I think
it might have
because I don't know. Either way, I mean, I was willing to give him his credit, but you were really harping on how good he was.
Yeah, I think he just gets really swept under the rug. I think people just, in the terms of greatest big man of all time, I don't think he's on that scale. But if you look at like that second tier, I think that people just kind of sweep him under the rug. It's like, no, he's firmly in the conversation for like second tier in the all-time scale. So yeah, I'm gonna take Patrick Ewing to nail down my my squad at the 5-man.
I like it. That takes me to Q, and Q is one of the worst you'll see here today. I'm going to take Quentin Richardson. Quentin Richardson played 783 games in the association, averaged 10.3 points, 4.7 rebounds. Shot 35% from 3, 39% from the field. Give me the knucklehead himself, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah.
Troy, you are up.
And that concludes Q. Let's move on to R.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's going to get really interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's putting it really bluntly. I'm doing my final kind of look around just to make sure I'm not, blindly looking over a certain somebody. But I'm going to go with Quentin Daly, 10-year shooting guard. He's a smaller 2, but he shot, right around 45% from the field, 14 points a game, had a longer career, played for the Bulls. So, yeah, I'm going with Quentin Daly at my 2.
A guy that, I'll be honest, I love the NBA. I've followed it for a long time. I've never heard his name. Not once. Great snag, though. Great pull, because the guys that I have left on my queue are not Quentin Daly, that's for sure. Fred takes it to you. Last pick of probably the worst round so far.
Nice. Give me AC, bro. Give me
Quincy AC?
Give me Quincy AC, bro. He's gonna rough you up. He's another guy just gonna put in the paint, let him rough him up. Give me all of Quincy AC. I don't even care, man.
Troy, you were talking about how much you loved Quincy AC on 2K a couple days ago.
I would pick him up as like my those veteran minimum guys. Whenever you're filling out your 2K, you got your top 9 guys, and you need that 10, 11 gritty guy to fill in 4 minutes. Quincy AC was that guy for me growing up.
Only 2 names I had left were Quincy Pondexter, a decent role player for a couple of years, and Quinn Buckner. That was it. That's all I had.
Yep.
Troy, you are up first for the letter R. There's multiple ways you could take this, especially with how your team's filled out up to this point. Patrick Ewing and Quentin Daly.
Yeah, I'm going to get another guy that I believe, I have undervalued throughout his career, and that is Russell Westbrook. I'm going to take the triple.
Wow. I did not expect that from you.
Yeah, I've normally been very, very hard on Russ, but to be honest, I think he's the best player available in the R tournament. And I think that for my team, looking at it, I think we need kind of like a creator for the guys that I'm looking at with my next few selections. He can do it all, and whenever his mind's right, and he's playing really, really hard, he's not terrible.
I'm honestly so glad you took him, though, because I had him. So I made 2 lists because I missed several guys, and I had him on my first list. On my second list, I forgot to put him back on there. So I'm so glad you took him, because if I would have passed on him because I didn't have him written down, I would have been irate. So great pick up there. Like Russell Westbrook at his peak, arguably one of the best athletes the NBA has ever seen.
Yeah.
Didn't really amount to winning, you could throw, but like his first couple years in OKC, especially when they were starting to really get good, his pull-up mid-range was filthy. That's the one thing I remember watching his tape and trying to incorporate that, like trying to get like explosive, boom, pop up, raise up. I mean, his 15-foot jump shot when he was getting downhill was phenomenal. Great pickup there by Troy. Russell Westbrook off the board. Fred, you are up. You have a power forward and a point guard. You are up first on R. Who are we going with?
Go another Hall of Famer, top 75, or give me Rick Barry.
Rick Barry. Wow.
My man, Rick Barry. 20,
Putting him at your
25
3?
Yeah, I'm putting him at 3. 25 a game. Like I say, he's a Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, top 75 player. Whole bunch of awards, 4-time All-NBA, or 6-time All-NBA, 4-time All-ABA, Rookie of the Year, NBA champ. Just an absolute stud. Got to give me all of Rick Barry. And he had the cool free throw. Whoop.
I'll be honest, I had 2 guys circled here, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get either one of them. Give me Ray Allen at my shooting guard.
Over Reggie Miller.
Okay, I think Ray Allen was a better defensive player. And
Yeah.
right now I need that. Quentin Richardson's going to do some dirty work, sure, but he's probably also going to foul out pretty quickly. So give me Ray Allen, spread the floor. Also, I mean, we forget, like, Ray Allen, when he was in Seattle and when he was in Milwaukee, that dude was a slasher. That dude could straight raise up on some guys.
Yup.
Phenomenal athlete. Then obviously turned his career to shooting, and the rest is history. Second best shooter, probably arguably in all of the NBA. I'll take Ray Allen comfortably there. Some names written off here. I had Rajon Rondo written down just in case. Reggie Miller. I had Rip Hamilton. And
Robert Parrish and Ralph Sampson?
Ralph Sampson, Robert Parrish, and Rick Mahorn I had just as a ultra safe pick there. Fred, do you have anybody else?
Robert Parrish and Ray Allen and Reggie Miller were the last couple I had in there.
I like that. So, Fred, you're up now with the letter S.
The story writes itself. Shaq and Penny reunited. Give me Shaquille O'Neal. Put him at the 5, obviously. Most dominant player I think we've ever seen. Absolute tank. I don't think anybody could check him besides at the free throw line. But, I mean, it's another Hall of Fame guy. Of course, a 75er. Arguably the best center to ever play basketball.
See, I'm glad you said that right there, because in my head, he's the best center we've ever seen. There's no one that could keep him from doing whatever he wanted. Obviously, you could foul him. And I mean, there were times where he could hit free throws. Obviously he wasn't consistent. But I mean, especially when you look back at like the time when he was with Penny, for real, like he could run the floor. He could bring the ball.
Yeah.
Like in today's NBA, he's Nikola Jokic, but maybe not as like facilitating wise, but he's bringing the ball up the floor. Offense is running through him. Obviously when he went to LA, he put on all that muscle and just became an absolute tank. I love Shaquille O'Neal. I absolutely love Shaquille O'Neal. He's in my head the best center, just because there's nobody that could ever stop him. Yeah, I mean that man. I love that pickup.
I'm very happy with that pick.
I'd let him hold my head and kiss me.
Oh yeah. I mean, your head would look like a tennis ball in his hands. That takes it right to me with the letter S. I need a point guard, and I'm gonna take a point guard. Give me Wardell Stephen Curry.
Over Steve Nash?
Yeah, Steve Nash was going to be my backup here, just in case. But yeah, Steph Curry, best shooter we've ever seen. The way he plays the game is so fun to watch. It affects the game in every way. When he plays off ball, you have to respect him. When he has the ball, you have to get up on him. Unreal stuff. Steph Curry. Like I said a couple days ago with you, Fred, Steph Curry is making the case, in my opinion, to be the best point guard ever. I'm not there just yet, but he's at the table. Troy.
He is the greatest point guard to ever play the game of basketball.
I like that.
I'll say it.
I don't know what's holding me back, but
I think Magic's still there.
I think by the end of this NBA season, I will be all in on Steph's the best.
I think when you think of point guard, you think of controlling the game, all of that. And Magic has him beat when it comes to facilitating for others, being like a true point guard. But when Steph Curry steps on the floor, you have to guard him from one line to the other. You have to always know where he's at, his constant movement. He's just on another level.
Isn't it crazy to say his ball handling is like underrated?
It's insane.
He's got it on a string, bro.
It's unreal.
He's up there with Kyrie, in my opinion. I think
Yeah.
Kyrie's got him beat, but I think he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's. I love Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I love it. Troy, that passes it to you. You need a small forward and a power forward. I'm interested to see where you go here. I think it's kind of obvious, but I could see you planning ahead as well. Who are you taking for S?
Yeah, it's really obvious for me. I'm going with Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
The 3-man Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Star, 6-time NBA champ, one of the best Robins we've ever seen in the game of basketball. Just, his willingness to defend, his willingness to be a number 2. Scottie Pippen. He's my pick.
Wait, and you're putting him at the 3?
Because I'm hopeful to have a plan with my number 4 since you do not need a 4.
Nope.
I believe the people above me do not need a 4.
I do, or I need a center, or I could move Powell to center. I can move, whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
I might break your heart. Yeah, some names off of S that are still there: Sean Kemp, Sean Marion, Steve Nash. And just to get really weird in a panic mode, I had threw Stephon Marbury on there, but I really did not want to take him at all. Any names you guys had?
That's all of them.
Yeah, I'm great pickups there. Steph Curry, Shaq, and Scottie Pippen. If we're playing 3-on-3, that might be the best 3-on-3 team drafted right there from all the letters, That takes it to me. I need a big man. I am up first with the letter T. I am going to take Tim Duncan, and I will play him at my center.
Best power forward of all time?
Best power forward of all time, not a question. The dominance for years, the winning for years, just excellence that Spurs organization for years. Tim Duncan, you said it. Best power forward, top 7 player of all time. I love Tim Duncan. Give me Tim Duncan to round out my team.
I love it.
So
Troy,
since-
that takes.
Yeah, I was about to say, so since you did that, does Scottie Pippen slide to the 4?
I'd be okay with it.
I hate you.
Since Scottie Pippen's sliding to my 4, I'm going to take Tracy McGrady and slide him in. T-Mac, the man, the myth, the legend, the Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Star, absolute Baquito, 2-time.
I think people forget how good Tracy McGrady was. Tracy
Yeah.
McGrady, Tracy McGrady gave Kobe a run for his money for best shooting guard there for a couple years.
It's wild how undervalued. Another guy that just is so undervalued.
Like, I think, especially probably for kids younger than us, if you listen back to people talk about that time and everything, I think people would think Vince Carter was better than better than Tracy McGrady, just from how you hear people talk. And
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady was that guy for a while, and I mean, like I said, gave Kobe a running for his money. Tracy McGrady, underrated, a star.
Yep.
He's James Harden before James Harden. The way he just scores at will from all 3 levels, the games played through him. I love Tracy McGrady. Fred, you need a shooting guard, and you are last on the letter T. Where are you going?
I'm sliding Penny to the 2, and I'm drafting Tim Hardaway, if that's cool with you guys.
You could have put Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, I was about to say Tim Hardaway at the 2.
Yeah, so either one. I mean, you can do whatever. But yeah, Tim Hardaway, Hall of Famer. Absolute stud.
Junior or senior?
Yeah,
Senior.
right.
I'm going to take senior here, the Hall
Yeah.
of Famer. He was Mitch Richmond's point guard, Chris Mullin, those guys. So I'm definitely – yeah, we forgot about Chris Mullin with the C's, by the way. But yeah, Tim Hardaway,
That's true.
like I said, Hall of Famer, just an absolute problem on the court. Just a great point guard, averaged 18 and 8 on his career. 5-time All-NBA, stud.
Yeah,
I
not
think
a bad
those-
pickup there.
I think those teams turned out better than we may have thought.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, easy.
I agree.
So let's take a look at the teams. Fred had Penny Hardaway at his point guard, Tim Hardaway at his shooting guard, Rick Barry, Quincy Acey, and then Shaquille O'Neal.
He doesn't need the
ball.
ball. He does not need the ball.
It's true. It's rounding out a starting 5. I have Stephen Curry at my point guard, Ray Allen at my shooting guard. What a phenomenal shooting backcourt right there. Quentin Richardson to do my dirty work at the small forward, Pau Gasol at my 4, and Tim Duncan at my 5. Troy, you have Russell Westbrook, Quentin Daly, Tracy McGrady, Scottie Pippen, and Patrick Ewing. That takes
That's a
us
long front court. My
That
God.
takes us to the last group of the alphabet. U through Y or Z, however you want to go. Troy, you have the first pick in U.
Yeah, thank you,
And
guys
ladies and
so
gentlemen,
much.
U is the worst letter you will see tonight.
Yeah. And so with that, I am forced to take somehow still a current basketball player. A man that has defined culture. He's a champion.
He is.
He's known as UD. He is known as the culture of Miami. Udonis Haslem. I'm done.
Yeah. That's going to be the best guy you see. And that's saying something. Fred, we're kind of in a...
I wanted
Okay.
to throw this out there. If this guy isn't taken, I want to revisit what I'm about to say, but we can continue. I just wanted to throw that out there. I do have something to say about a
I'd like to throw my ring or my thoughts here. I would like to substitute this pick because I'm going to take a Y player.
I don't know. I thought we
Because if you're not going to take a Y and draft a Z, can I?
I mean,
No.
if we would have all done
Yao.
that, yeah, Troy would have taken Yao Ming.
Well, two I'm going to take.
You got to go with you, baby.
works.
You got to go with you,
Okay.
baby.
Okay, then I'll take the shorter one. Okay, so Uwe Blab is 7-1. Give me the Slovenian second round pick. The 2000.
You slow car.
Yeah, give me you a slow car. He's a lefty. He's 6'10", 238. He played in 20 games in his career.
Who is it?
Euros slow car.
I don't hate it.
Is that a center or a power?
Urosh. It's
I'm playing him at the 4. I'm putting you are slow car at the 4.
Boys, that leaves it to me. And I think I'm going to take a current player. I forgot all about this guy until I happened to just stumble upon him on the bench during the game the other night. I'm going to play him at my center, unfortunately. I think. I'm going to have to. I literally have no other option. No. I'm going to play him at my power forward. Udoka Azubuike.
Why did he not pop up on the?
I don't know.
Okay, but there's a
I
player
bet because he
that
hasn't
I
played an
want to
NBA
go to.
minute.
There's
He
a player-
has.
Hmm.
He's played 40 games in his career.
Good for him.
The player I wanted to talk about was the player that I believe will be the best you-named basketball player when all things are said and done. That's a man I thought you were just about to pick. He's in the NBA. He's a young gun, plays for the Houston Rockets. Usman Garabua.
I should. Oh my
Rockets.
god.
He was going to be my pick, but I felt like I had to give the OG his flowers, his love, UD. But
Can I take Usman Garuba?
Garuba?
Yeah, go ahead. Because I
Going-
think I'm gonna make a change too.
And you want to take Udoka?
You know what? No, I'm gonna put Uwe Blab at my 4.
Wait, Blad?
He's
You're
a
gonna take
7.
Uwe Blab. Okay.
Yeah, he's a 7-1 German. He played at Indiana. He's his first round pick. Played in 235 games in his career. Because I'm playing with something here.
Yeah, I'm trying to look ahead. Troy, thank you for that.
But he's playing my 4. Uwe Blab.
He is going to be the best basketball player in
Usman
the game.
Garuba. That's wow.
Such a high upside with that young man. Yeah, shouts out to him.
Yeah, and Fred took not only one but 2 guys we both have never. None of us
I
have
want
ever heard
Uwe
of.
Blab. Uwe Blab. I don't want
At the
this.
power forward.
Yes, I'm putting him at the 4.
Fred, you're up with the letter V.
That is in. Yeah, am I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Troy just
Vince
had you.
Carter. Put him at the 2.
Vince Carter at the 2.
I think one of the most underrated players of all time. Plain and simple.
What makes you say that?
Dude could score at will, high flyer, played a very long time in the NBA. I think his numbers are skewed because of that. he had years where he's playing like when he's 40, so he's not putting up the numbers he was. But, I mean, the things he was doing in Toronto was insane. I think he even had some good years in New Jersey. His longevity was insane. 2-time All-NBA player, 8-time All-Star, in my opinion, a Hall of Famer. And we saw what he did in the dunk contests and everything that he was. So I love Vince Carter. Half man, half amazing.
Definitely a super fun watch, nonetheless.
Yeah.
A great guy. Great pickup there for you at V, taking a shooting guard in Vince Carter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to take a shooting guard. I'm going to take a guy that played 155 games in the association, averaged 12.8 points. Give me Vernon Maxwell at my shooting guard. I'm going to play it safe here because I have a plan, and I'm going to stick to it and see if it all works out for me. Give me Vernon Maxwell. 2-time NBA champ. Put some respect on his name. 2-time champ. I love it. Troy, you are up with the letter V.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain. I feel like everybody's prepping for down the road. God, do I bite this? I'm trying to see. So we got, because I'm last right now.
I know you got to, it's so tough.
No chance
yeah.
To get what I'm thinking. So I'm going to take Vlade Divac.
Yeah, not a bad pickup.
The Hall of Famer, former late round pick of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaged about 12 points, 8 boards on his career, one-time All-Star. Vlade Divac is the pick.
He's just a solid center. Nothing. You can't say anything crazy. Just a solid guy in the league for several years.
He's a good player.
And what about Victor Oladipo? Anybody think about Victor Oladipo?
Nope.
I thought about it.
What about Vinny Johnson?
I had Vinny Johnson. I had Vin Baker as well. I also had, let's get really weird, Vladimir Radmanovic.
Okay.
You remember him, Troy, on the Lakers?
That is.
Loved him.
Yeah, I had him listed. I did have him listed.
That takes me. Go ahead.
09, back in the day on PS3. It was that one game. I don't know what exactly. It might have been 08. Kobe was on the cover with his fist. It wasn't 2K. It wasn't live. Gosh, there was an NBA game. Kobe was on the cover.
I thought he was on 10.
Vladimir was a stud in that game. That's where I was getting at. Was an absolute.
I loved him on the Lakers.
Yeah.
He played for the Sonics for a couple years. I don't really remember much of him there, but I remember him on the Lakers being just a solid role player. But let's not get carried away with Vladimir Radmanovic. That takes me to W. I saved it up. I waited to take this center. One of the most groundbreaking players in the world in the history of the game. Wilt the Stilt. Give me Wilt Chamberlain.
How's the weather up there?
Yeah, wow. There are so many stories about Wilt Chamberlain. There's so much, there's so many legend tales about him where it's that's impossible. But then you see some stuff from him and you're like, maybe this dude was just an absolute freaking freak, Unreal. I like it. I'm interested what he is on any other generation of basketball ever, because athletically I feel like he could compete anywhere, but easy pick there. Give me Wilt Chamberlain. Troy, you're up with W.
Yeah, I'm going with another Hall of Famer, Walt Frazier.
Yep.
At my point guard. I think this was a super simple pick. Him and Mike Bream do an absolutely great job of the New York Knicks broadcast. If you guys have NBA League Pass, give them a listen. They do a great job. Walt does a great job breaking down the game. I'm surprised ESPN and company haven't given him a call and tried getting him, because I feel like he does a really good job on the Knicks broadcast. But shouts out to him.
When I think Knicks, all-time organization, his face immediately comes to mind. Immediately.
I completely agree.
That dude was swag before swag was a word.
Oh, yeah. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, right around 50% from the field on his career. Fantastic basketball player. So excited to have him at my 1.
Fred.
Yeah. As much as I want to go Willis Reed or Wes Unseld here, I can't because I'm holding out for a 5. So I'm going to go a 3 here, and I'm going to go Wally Szczerbiak. 14 a game, just a quality player. Went to Miami. Ben Roethlisberger vibe. So got to show some love for Wally Szczerbiak. He was a top 6 pick. He's a 6th pick in the draft. Had a really pretty solid NBA career. So give me Wally Szczerbiak.
I was expecting to go with Wes Unseld, but I see what you're doing. Playing it safe, playing it smart.
Yeah, I get the Y. So
yeah, playing it
I'm
smart.
waiting on that.
YZ.
That takes us to X.
Can I just say, I have gotten the absolute worst
outside of one when it comes to picking first. I have had an absolute awful time with taking players, but I'm going to take an absolute weirdo because this is what this is about, in my opinion.
I'm so nervous about what you're about to do.
He is not the man that I should take. I should take Xavier McDaniel 10 times out of 10 in this spot. Yes. I need a 2 or a 3. That's who I should take, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take a man who helped me get through some of the darkest times in Los Angeles Laker basketball.
Are not about to.
There was a man that played for the Lakers throughout some rebuilds that I thought was the answer. I thought he might have been the truth. I thought he could have been maybe a guy that you could see on some winning teams. He had one singular good year in his career. Are we ready? Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier.
Henry. Give him to
Good
me.
looking. I'll tell you that.
My 3 from Kansas, I believe.
Yes.
Was a top 12 pick, lottery pick. A lot of people were high on him. He was actually a really, really good prospect. Athletic. He could do a little bit of everything. Was defensive pass. Could get up into you. Never really panned out. But let me tell you about that year in LA. He was something to get a little bit excited about. He was a flash of athleticism, had some spots. I needed that nugget. I know I should have taken Xavier McDaniel, but I had to take Javier.
I hate this.
I really thought there was going to be a spot in the league for him for multiple years.
I completely agree.
He just kind of disappeared. Yeah. Fred.
You're welcome. But, I mean, where are you going to squeeze him even if you took him?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to – is there anyone you all would be okay with me playing at the 1 here?
No, if I'm being honest.
Wally Szczerbiak wasn't a 1. Vince Carter wasn't a 1.
Xavier Silas, where is he? He's a guard, but I can't find him on Basketball Reference.
Fred, I'll hand you one. Xavier Moon, he's currently playing. He's
Xavier Moon?
Averaging 5.8 points.
Hold on.
For
he's
the
on
Clippers.
The Clippers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's 27. This is his first year in the league. He's 6'2". 160.
Morehead State. Oh, he's a Kentucky guy. Yeah, give me Xavier Moon, bro.
Xavier Moon. Wow.
Give me Xavier Moon, baby.
That's your point guard. A guy that I
don't care. I know
and the only reason I found him is because I was panicking because I was like, I'm not going to have Xavier McDaniel and I'm not going to be able to take Xavier Tillman.
You're welcome. By the way,
Xavier McDaniel falls to me in my lap.
That's insane.
At my small forward. He played for 12 years, 13 years in the NBA.
He was an issue, bro.
Yeah, he was a solid. I think was he like a? I know he was like known for his defense.
Oh yeah, dude. Clampy.
Yeah, I mean, averaged 15.6 points, 6.1 rebounds, 2.0 assists. Probably the best player, obviously. He averaged 0.9 steals and 0.5 blocks. Give me him to round off my starting 5. Fred, you have Y and Z. I know Ejian Lon is on your board. I know your scouts are talking over with him, taking him out to dinner, saying how you guys...
Watanabe has been seen.
I'm a big Y guy, but I'm going to go Hall of Famer. He was an all-star every year he played, only 8 years in the league, or 9 years. He was out all year. Give me Yao Ming, 7'6", dominant, had an absolute filthy post moves. His footwork was insane. We never saw a guy that tall move like that or play like that. In my opinion, one of the best bigs in the league. It just was sad that he didn't get to play as many years as we wanted. Yao, freaking Ming, him and Vince Carter carrying my team.
Yeah, I mean, Yao was really, really good. It sucks that he only played, would you say, 9 years?
Yeah, he played 8, 9. He was in the league 9 years. He was out all 1 year.
I mean, Yao was dominant. Yao was so good.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
I wish we could have got more of him.
Yeah.
That takes it to me with Y or Z. I need a power. I need a point guard. Shoot, I didn't think that through. Zach LaVine. Can I start Zach LaVine at my point guard?
He played point guard in college.
you go.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. I didn't think that through. I was going to take who I think Troy's going to take here, but I realized I took because I was planning to not have Xavier McDaniel. But I will take Zach LaVine, fill him out at my point guard. We're not going to have anybody to pass the ball and move the ball to Wilt. But oh well, give me Zach LaVine, best available player. Troy, with the final pick in the X Factor All-NBA Alphabet Draft, you need a shooting guard.
Well, I'm moving Xavier
To the
Henry
shooting guard.
Yeah.
Yep.
to make room for the phenom, for the young man that will sell the tickets, put butts in seats, because by God, the rest of this team is not. We are taking for Victor Wembanyama. But yeah, I'm taking Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That's a poor man Zach Randolph, if you ask me.
Yes, sir. I really wanted to take Zebo, or I wanted to find a way to get Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
Big Z.
Big Z, but just didn't make sense. So I have to go with Zion Williamson.
The final squad. Let's take a look. This one, it got really weird. Really
My
weird.
team's fighting, bro. I'm telling you.
Walt Frazier for Troy. Xavier Henry, Zion Williamson, Udonis Haslem, and Vlade Divac.
Dude, we can't shoot a lick.
To round off the starting five. For me, we have Zach LaVine, Vernon Maxwell, Xavier McDaniel, Usman Garuba, and Wilt Chamberlain. And for Fred, he has Yao Ming, Yue Blab.
He's 7'1" and Yao 7'6". Just want to preface that.
Yue Blab, Wally Zerbiak, Vince Carter, and Xavier Moon to round off the last.
I don't hate it. So if y'all are looking at your team right now, like my centers are gross. I went Elvin Hayes, Joel Embiid, Otis Thorpe, Shaquille O'Neal, and Yao Ming.
It's not bad.
I like it.
I would say my threes are probably my best. I have Dominique Wilkins, George Gervin, LeBron, T-Mac, and Zion.
Mine are probably shooting guard, I'd say. I've got Dwayne Wade, James Harden, Luka, Ray Allen, and Vernon Maxwell.
Your
Yeah, my
fives
twos
are
are
up there
good, too.
too.
Bill
Your fives.
Russell.
Yeah,
What about Ivica Zubac is my 5.
31 and 29 Zubac, though. You got to take
Wilt
that.
Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Nikola Jokic, Ivica Zubac, and Bill Russell. So yeah, I mean, wow. I could even, if I wanted to make it even better, I could slide Zubac to the 4 and put Akeem at the 5. You know, I could get freaking weird. Boys, I don't know about you, but I had a blast, an absolute blast doing
That was
this.
a lot of fun.
Ladies and
My
gentlemen,
papers all marked through now.
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. We're going to slide this over to TikTok. Go vote on TikTok who had the best team. Who
Might
had
be
the best
one of those
squads.
things. Let me throw this nugget in there before we end. Might be one of those things that on the TikTok we throw into 2K. I'm not,
That would be fun.
I was about to say we throw.
Good
into
luck
2K.
finding UA Blab on 2K.
each
Custom player.
each alphabet order I throw into 2K, sim a whole year. See, maybe one of us can win a championship. You never know. Just something to kind of maybe keep an eye out. I don't have 2K currently, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going to throw this on TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok. Go vote on TikTok. Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, like always. Let us know if you enjoy this, because if so, we could switch this up and draft from last name first instead of first name. And things could get even weirder. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Happy holidays. Stay safe. We appreciate y'all. Fred, let them know. Let them
Hey.
know.
Don't be a star. Don't be a superstar. Change that game. We'll see you guys next time. God bless. And peace out.